Hey friends, Gabriel Kevin here. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. I'm doing well. I'm having a great day. I usually try to have a great day. Wake up in the morning. I figured I woke up. Hey, I'm already doing good. So today I want to talk about something. I have tutorials on music and producing, and I have ones on songwriting and mixing and all that today. And I also have one on novel writing. But today I want to talk about poetry. Stop! No. Don't talk about poetry. Poetry gets such a bad rap. If I say lyrics, everybody's, oh yeah, lyrics to a song. Yeah. If I say poetry, I don't read poetry. Oh, I hated it in grade school and high school. It was just terrible. Why? They're the same thing. Lyrics are poems. Poems are lyrics. Lyrics just have music to them. So I think poetry gets a very bad rap. So I'm here to talk about the fact that I actually am a poet. I'm a novelist, I'm a songwriter, and I do have a published book out there of poetry. Of course, I'm going to plug it, and it's called My Sensations, I Am That I Am. And there's a picture of me on the back. And it's on Amazon. And it's a collection of poems from years ago, when I was younger, till now, and I figured I'd put them all together in one book. So what is poetry to me? Poetry to me is a very powerful means of expressing feeling and thought. Very powerful. Just like music is very powerful. Poetry has the same type of power to me if you really get into it and you really understand it. So why? Because when you write a book, there's a lot of words, a lot of pages. It takes you down a journey, a story, and it goes all different ways and stuff like that till you get to where you're going to go. And there's moments of emotion while you're going through the book. Poetry doesn't have that luxury. Poetry happens maybe 2 lines or a couple paragraphs or maybe 1 paragraph. And in doing that, it must convey that feeling of anger or hatred or love or beauty or mysticism in that moment. So every word in poetry counts. Every punctuation mark in poetry counts. So that's what makes it powerful, because as a poet, you can't just write all this stuff down and have 10 pages, I guess you could, 10 pages of stuff to get your point across. You try to do it in a very short way. And we're going to do a couple examples. So I'm a William Wordsworth fan, an older English poet who wrote very simply, actually broke the rules way back when he lived, that poetry was supposed to be all the odes and grandiose stuff, and he just wrote very simple stuff, and I studied that and I loved it. So I kind of write that way. I love Emily Dickinson, but you have to find poets that that you're attuned to. So go to a store and look up poetry, just open some up and read them, and you'd be surprised that all of a sudden, wow, that's kind of cool. But anyway, so to me, it's a feeling. It's any kind of idea that you want to get across. If I was angry at somebody at work one time and did something to me, and I got it out of me by writing a poem. So I had an English teacher in high school, and the course was called Poetry of Relevance. And anybody who knows me, they probably know who the teacher is. And I was a young guy at the time, and it was back in the 70s, during the hippie time and the later hippie times. And it was a time, when all that music was coming out, the Doors, Jim Morrison, the Who, all those, the Beatles and everything, and Janis Joplin and Carole King, and Poetry of Relevance was all those lyrics and all those songs that were taken out of it and put into this book, was the textbook, Poetry of Relevance of the day, because it was all so crazy stuff going on, and we studied it. It was great, and we put our own examples in there. And the one thing he said that I wanted to bring out was, if you're having, if you're not even if you're a poet, if you're having these strong feelings about something, get a piece of paper, get a pen, and write it out. If you write a poem, great, write a poem about it. Or just write stream of consciousness, where you're just writing, and press down on the pen and get it onto the paper, and get everything onto that paper, and as much as you can to get it out of you. And when you get it onto that paper, it comes out of you, because now you can see it over there, and it's out of you. And it takes a little bit of technique, but if you do that, it's just like writing a journal. But sometimes you might be really emotional and you just want to just write it out. But I would tend not to type it out. I would tend to actually physically write it. And I thought that's one thing that stuck with me throughout my life. to write this stuff out. And I do that with my poetry. I do it with the music too. You get it out of you and you express your feelings and other people can feel it, and then you all can say, yeah, we all felt this together, and we're just one human family, right? Wow, that was kind of cool. We're all just one human family. Well, I do believe that. So, a poem, again, could be 2 lines, could be 10 lines, could be whatever, but has that feeling. So every word's important. And then the arrangement of the words. So I could say, I saw him versus him, comma, I saw. So I will take words and I'll put the phrase and I'll move them around a little bit. And sometimes it gets more powerful because it makes you pause in a thought. Him, comma, I saw. So the him is actually more powerful versus then I saw him, which is at the end. I hope this is coming across cool. And then the punctuation. So, if you read a poem and there's no punctuation mark at the end, you're supposed to keep reading to the next line to hit a punctuation. That's what I do. That's what I believe, and that's what I was taught. So you follow the punctuation. As a poet, your punctuation is important because you can make a person pause in the reading of it. It's important. This, brilliance, comma, something. The brilliance, they pause. The brilliance is powerful. It's like they have to think of that word brilliance, and then they think brilliance. So poetry makes every word powerful, and every word needs to be powerful, and then the phrases need to be powerful. So let's take some examples of that. I'm going to read from my book a very simple one, and I'll find it, and it's 2 lines. Ready? Rain hitting water, sparkled by sunshine. Rain hitting water, sparkled by sunshine. To me, I saw it. I saw rain touching down on water, but it was like a sun shower, and the sunshine was sparkling as it was popping up when it was hitting the water. Rain hitting water, sparkled by sunshine. So here's another one, and I thought, what if I became immortal? Something we all would love. We would love being immortal. I would think, right? You don't have to die. But what would happen if you were immortal? And that thought just molded me, and I thought, oh my goodness. So I wrote this. Immortal I've become, a wish that I have won. I won it, yes. I jump and scream, the happiest of dreams, until it dawns on me. Sobering truth it be, versus it be a sobering truth. Sobering truth. The word sobering is first. But anyway, sobering truth it be that never ever will I taste the heaven that awaits. Now if you believe in heaven, if you're immortal, you'll never get to heaven. You can't even kill yourself. So not everything is as good as you think it would be, right? If you believe in heaven. So again, it's interesting. I thought if I became immortal, it'd be great. But wait a minute, there's a catch to it. And I captured that, I hopefully captured it in this poem. Another one, and this is the last one I'll do, is a little longer, and it starts out with, I'm a squirrel with free will. I'm weird, so I think of these weird things. I always thought there was a certain history, and if you believe in evolution, not creationism, whatever, but the going story in evolution is that eventually, as the apes and diverse and everything, that we humans started to become thinking humans, right? Because we think, as far as we know, unless dolphins do, that we're the only ones that think, and therefore we're the only ones that have free will. We can make a choice of either doing this or not doing this. Most animals don't. They're more instinctive, right? So eventually, at some point, we got free will because we had thought. So what if that happened to a squirrel? I just picked a squirrel. I was watching a squirrel and wonder, what if that squirrel had free will and started thinking? Would it start driving a little car, building little houses? Okay, he digresses. So anyway, I thought, what would happen with that squirrel? So here's the poem. I'm a squirrel, and I'm doing it in the first person. I'm a squirrel with free will. Up a tree I go, mechanical, That part that's my instinct, mechanical. I always go up trees. Every day it's nuts and ants, but today it seems I can't. So I eat nuts and I think they eat ants. But today I got free will. It seems I can't do that anymore. It seems, and I repeat that because I want to make that point. It seems, with my first dreams, it's the first dream, I awake from centuries free. I'm not free of all the centuries of being just an animal, from millennium's high tree. Looking up to the sky, I realize I will die. Think about that. Animals don't know they're going to die. They can't think ahead that I'm going to die. We humans are the only ones that know we're going to die. Now all of a sudden a squirrel realizes I'm going to die. That's kind of funky, isn't it? And cautiously down I look, versus cautiously I look down. Cautiously down I look, so I put the word down first because I want you to think down. Cautiously down I look, ... makes you pause. My new soul shook to see, never seen before, my nakedness to the core. And I wonder, my first wonder, why I'm here on earth. As we do, a lot of times. So, if a squirrel got free will, it would have to start thinking the way we do. It's kind of funky, so I'm going to read it straight through. I'm a squirrel with free will. Up a tree I go, mechanical, you know. Every day it's nuts and ants, but today it seems I can't. It seems, with my first dream, I awake from centuries free, from millennium's high tree. Looking up to the sky, I realize I will die, and cautiously down I look. My new soul shook to see, never seen before, my nakedness to the core. And I wonder, my first, why I'm here on earth. I kind of like that because it's imagination and it kind of brings out an idea, and I think it just makes us wonder that what if other animals could actually become thinking things? Why are we the only ones? That was what happened. But there's other ones in here of anger and love and this and that. I had a dog once, and it was sitting with me one day, and it was so serene, and I wrote about it. I just wrote a little poem of my friend, and it was really cool. So, to end this, poetry is very powerful. If you want to be a poet, just start writing some words down, and just keep it simple. And then rearrange the words and put some punctuations, and make every word count. Don't overwrite it. And, take a look, buy my book, it's not that expensive, and look at some of the things I'm talking about here and in my book, and hopefully it gives you some ideas and helps you out, and hopefully this and all my other tutorials help you out and make you go where you want to go in your creative life, and whatever you do, whether it's music, art, painting, writing, poetry, please enjoy it and put your heart and soul into it and work at it and never give up. Key thing. Never give up. You give up, you're done. Why would you give up then? Even if it's horrible, never give up. Take a step back and come back to it. Okay, great. Words of wisdom, hopefully this helps you. Please put your comments in. If you like this and want to see more, please subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button. That'd be great. It helps me out too to put more stuff out there. Please like it if you like it, and please definitely share it if you know somebody who's trying to write poems or who is even hurting in life, and show them this video. That write it down. And maybe you're writing a poem, you don't even know it. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. I can't believe I actually said that at the end of the tutorial of this video. Anyway, have a great day. Peace. Thanks. Really, have a great, beautiful day. Take care. Bye.